Hi everyone, my name is Charlie and today I'm going to be doing a book unhaul. I regularly unhaul books. I've given away a lot in the last 2 years. I realised I'd got too many books. I'd just been getting them because I was thinking I was going to read them one day. And I've changed my mind. I've decided as few books as I can manage on my reading list. A few of these books are from the charity shop. Some of the books are gifts and some of them I bought. I have since decided that I just don't want to read anymore. Anyway, the first book I'm getting rid of, no surprise, Ready Player One, bye. Next, they're in no order, so we're going to come across some Grim Tuesday by Garth Nix. I've read the Sabriel series, I've read Shade's Children, I really enjoy it. I've been trying to get into the Keys to the Kingdom series for years and it's just not for me, so Grim Tuesday. It's The Tartan Pimpernel by Donald Caskey. Sharon Osbourne's Extreme, an autobiography. Next we have Joe Abercrombie's The First Law series, and that's The Blade Itself, Before They Are Hanged and Last Argument of Kings. And when we first opened the new charity shop, we had a lot of fantasy fiction donated and I decided I wanted to read that series. Since then I've been told there are a few things in it that I probably won't enjoy, and I have tried to get into it, tried to read the first book a few times and haven't been able to, so they're going. Clara by Janice Galloway. This is a book that follows the life of Clara Schumann. And I like these fictional accounts of real people, but Clara, I don't like the writing in it, so that's going. Deja Dead by Kathy Reichs. Magic by Angie Sage. Then we have Unless by Carol Shields. The Bellwether Revivals by Benjamin Wood. Marriage Plot by Jeffrey Eugenides. I'm only getting rid of this because I decided that I can get it out of the library if I really want to read it. The Other Hand by Chris Cleave. I got this a few years ago after someone at school recommended it, so by a few I mean I got this 7 years ago and I've never read it. My sister read it and she enjoyed it and told me to read it, but it's not going to happen, so... Then we have Strange Music by Laura Fish. It's Elizabeth Barrett and it's a very nice looking book. I think that goes onto the back as well, but I got this from a library sale for 20p and I was going to read it because, again, fictionalised version of a real person's life, but I just don't think that I'm ever going to get around to reading it. Alligator by Lisa Moore. Plantagenets by Dan Jones. Igraine the Brave by Cornelia Funk. A Doctor Who book, Iceberg by David Banks. Mr. Monday. Star Trek Voyager, Unworthy. Doctor Who and the Doomsday Weapon. Just So Stories by Rudyard Kipling. I just have a really big problem with the Chronicles of Narnia, so goodbye The Last Battle by C.S. Lewis. I was 5 books in and I just can't cope with it. The Jungle Books by Rudyard Kipling. I have a better illustrated edition that I prefer. Before I Die by Jenny Downer. Judy Pickles' Salem Falls. The Flowing Queen by Kai Meyer. It's The Bed and Breakfast Star by Jacqueline Wilson. And Nancy Boys by Neil Gaiman. Sisters Red by Jackson Pearce. Nikolai of the North by Lucy Daniel Raby. The Biggles Big Adventures. It's the Weather Warden series by Rachel Kane, which is Illwind, Heatstroke, Chill Factor, Windfall, Firestorm, and Thin Air. Some friends at university and we really enjoyed urban fantasy fiction, and they were reading True Blood, which I still haven't read, and I have the books somewhere in my room. They're somewhere. I have no idea where, but they're somewhere here. And I went home one day after having a really good chat, and I read Illwind through. It took me like 3 hours. These books follow Joanne Baldwin, a weather warden, which means that she can control what's happening with the weather by manipulating elements. Anyway, they have gin. There's this weird thing going on with the magic system and everything, and she's in love, and it was this race across the country, and I really enjoyed this book. Then you had Heatstroke, which I read Heatstroke and the third book, Chill Factor, in one day. They were really pacey, and I enjoyed them at the time, and it was 2011 when I was reading them, and I thought that they were good, and so I went out and I bought the next 3 because they were all they had at the works I was getting them from. And the problem was, the story that was started in the first book kind of ended in the 3rd book, Chill Factor. So that when you got to Windfall, there isn't really anything in here that makes me want to continue. Then we have Thin Air. Now, I said in my Unpopular Opinions book tag how I dislike memory loss, and I know that Thin Air is going to have memory loss, and then I have the 6th book, and I think it's a 10-book series, and I don't care anymore. I don't care what's happening to the characters. I like the first 3 books for what they were, I liked them at the time, and I like to think that the story ended with the 3rd book. That's a lot of books I'm giving away to the charity shop. Oh, they're gonna love me at that charity shop. I have no idea how I'm getting them there, by the way. No idea how long this is gonna take. I'm just looking in bewilderment. Oh Lord. Well, I'm gonna have to find somewhere to put these books until I'm able to donate them all, so until next time, that is all.